Hello and welcome to FroggerCraft 4000. This is Frogger 4000 and today I'm going to show you how to make a legit sand trap. Or concrete trap, powder, or gravel trap, whichever you want to do. So when we think of this, we normally think of sand. So let's jump into this. I'm going to show you how to build it, and then at the end we're going to have some fun with it. So here we go. Okay, so let's get started here. The first thing is this sand trap here is going to be 7 by 7. So what we did is we dug down 7 blocks, because you want, in most cases, unless you do some sort of different thing, you want the depth needs to be whatever this area that you're going to have as your trap needs to be. So as you can see, this is 7 across, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And this is 7 high. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It's really important because the redstone that we're going to do here towards the end is going to be towards the top, and you need enough room to be able to put the redstone in. So if you're not sure, always dig a little deeper than you think you need. So if you wanted to do a 10 by 10, you could dig 12 deep and make that a 10 by 10 hole, and then be sure you put 10 deep so that you have plenty of room for the redstone at the end. So over here you'll notice that this is a little wider than the 7 by 7 because I've extended it out around the sides by 2 blocks. Let's turn this HUD on. There we go. And so as you can see, this is 2 blocks here. The reason why that is this is where our pistons and redstone is going to go to actually support the sand here in the middle. That's going to drop and or allow the sand to drop and your player to fall down into this hole. So you'll see up here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So yep, so around the perimeter here is going to be an 11 by 11. So after you dig that out, then you come down here. And you get down here, you are going to want to put your pistons in. Since I am in creative mode, I am going to do the magical power of floating. And putting these pistons in like this. If you're in survival, I'd recommend putting a floor here. It will be very helpful and keep you from falling to your death several times. So you go around on 2 sides, you're going to put pistons all the way down both sides. On the other side, you're going to put regular pistons everywhere except the very 2 ends. So you'll leave that spot and that spot with no pistons. That will prevent the pistons from hitting each other and causing this area here to mess up. Once you've done that, you come over here and place blocks around the whole perimeter of this area. I'm going to go ahead and fill these 2 in just because it makes it look better. So we'll fill this in. Okay, so this is where our redstone is going to go, and we need to have the area that's actually going to power these and then going to be depowered. 1 second, let me get the light back. So we need the area that's actually going to power this area and then be used to depower the other area. So what I would recommend is one of these areas that have the 5 pistons on, doesn't matter which one. And if you really needed to, you could do really any one of these 4 sides, but I prefer just to do this side here. I'm going to dig 2 back, and this is where your torch is going to go. So what you want to do is you want to dig 2 down so you can place your sticky piston. Let me grab one of those. And so you want to go, here's your floor level. You have torch, block that extends, and piston. So the piston's going to go there. Then you're going to put a block here, and then you're going to fill this in with 2 blocks of sand and your torch. So now that torch is we're gonna run that power out here to these pistons. Come over here to this block where there's no piston, and you're gonna dig back 2 blocks. And you're going to remove these torches. You're going to grab your redstone dust. And we're going to bring our signal out this way. And we are going to place another block here. And another regular piston right here. So this is the extra piston that's put in. This piston is here because when I originally built this, I didn't have this piston, and there's going to be a little sand bridge right here that has redstone on it. And I would deactivate this, and everything would fall except for this little ramp bridge here. And that would cause problems because you had a chance of your player falling and landing on that platform. So to deal with that, I put this piston in, so this will retract, causing the sand to fall, and then this piston retracts and updating this pathway and causing them to fall. Let's grab a repeater here, and I don't want that. Okay, so now we're going to run our redstone around here like this. And if you see that the redstone died right there, that's because you should put a repeater in right there. I love repeaters. I like using extra repeaters just to be sure I don't get halfway through placing a piston and run out of redstone power. So I like to put pistons there, and then we're going to come here like that. Now, and like that. So now this is all powered and it's good to go. And just for safety purposes, being sure that this works, I like to put a repeater here into this block. Just because when it depowers, sometimes this does weird things. So this helps to keep this out and then coming in when we need it to. So now that we have everything placed, now we're going to put signs on the piston fronts. Now you have to be sure these are extended, because if you put a sign on a piston when it is not extended, it will not extend. It will stay shut. So let me come over here. So you're going to put a sign on every one of these pistons, and this is going to hold the sand up. So we are not going to put a sign on this one. This one stays blank. Pretend like it's not even there. It's just the update. So, alright, when we have all our signs on, now we're going to grab our whatever you want to use. Sand, gravel, powdered concrete. I'm going to use this green powdered concrete because I have been testing with sand and I am tired of sand. So this looks like a cactus. So we're going to use this. So you put your sand in, and right here, I fall to my death. Just kidding. Here we go. So you put your sand in here. This sign is going to hold this block up in the air. So what will happen is when you depower these pistons, the redstone will turn off. These will all go back, and all of these signs will pop off. And when these signs pop off, it will allow this concrete powder to fall. So basically this whole floor will fall down, and whoever it is that push the button, open the trap chest, I'll probably do something like that, because I know Green, he has a button thing, and I'm going to let him do that. I'm going to do a trap chest. And that's really who inspired me to do this video, was Green, because in his video he was trying to get sand to float, but he couldn't, and he was asking people if anyone knew, and I actually made a video, and it's up right now, and I'm going to pull it down because my audio, for some reason, I could not get it to work right. It kept wanting to jump up really loud, and I did a bunch of takes, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to redo this video. And as many times as I've built this thing now, I'm probably pretty good at it now. That is not what I meant to do. So, next layer, you're going to have these signs, because these signs hold these corners up here. And you're going to put a block like that. Now, these signs are going to hold up this layer of concrete. Now, I think you guys get what's happening here. So, now, you'll see that we have a whole area that will drop when these pistons go, and whoever is standing right here who pushed this button or opened this chest or did a door or did, I think redstone lamps are pretty cool right now. People are messing with those because they give out a signal or something. You could even do one of those right here, and someone could walk by and they don't even have to do anything. They just walk by it and then the whole thing falls. So I don't even think I'm going to try to build a huge one of those, because I think that'll be pretty cool in another video. And so people can refer to this for the tutorial. So now it's all done. Everything here is done. We just have to add the button that's going to power this piston here that knocks that lamp out and causes all this to deactivate. So I'm going to jump to a time cut as I fill this in. But real quick before I do that, you'll see that this concrete powder stays above the redstone. So if you put it up here, it's going to break. Here, it's going to break. Here, it stays. So when you're placing, if you're having any issues with that, be sure you're placing it on the right level, and that it's not falling into the redstone. It's going to make you building this a lot easier. So I'm going to time jump here to the button part. So, or maybe do a quick speed up. So let me, let's do that. And when we come back, we'll work on the button. Okay, so now we're going to do the redstone part that actually triggers this piston here to drop and cause this recessed area right here to fall. So what you see down here at the bottom, this whole area here will fall. So you have options. You could put your redstone right here if you wanted to and run it over. You can make it flush with the floor around it, or you can raise it one up to have like a button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the redstone pressure plate. So what you're going to do is, so put your redstone, and then this is going to be flush with ground level. Put your pressure plate on that, and I'll show you. There we go. So that redstone is triggered, and this on this model, it's pretty easy because you're just going to run your redstone line over to here, and it will trigger your piston. Now you can put a repeater here just in case you decide to put like an iron pressure plate, which only does one, which would then, this would amplify the signal to make it all the way over to the piston. Oh, there we go. And redstone. Alright, so this would trigger, and then what you would do is you just fill this all in around it like this, and now once this is all filled in, no one would be able to tell that this pressure plate is going to, oh, you know what, that's supposed to be yellow. I like this color combination. So imagine that all filled in, pressure plate, someone's running along, comes across the pressure plate. You could do that tripwire. You could do really whatever you want to do here. That gives off a redstone signal that goes down to here. That's the flush level one. We're going to do the one that's raised, because on this one there's actually something you have to be very careful about to make this work. And if you don't do this, it will not work. So on this one, this would be, let's say you wanted to do a button, and you wanted to do the green button challenge, which is again one of the reasons that I worked on this thing, because they patched the sand trap bug, the one where you could make sand float, and then when someone messed with it or updated it, it would all fall. So as you can see, you can do that. You can put a little sign here that says "Do not push button," or "Push button for a one-way trip to Diamond Town," and they go, "Oh, fun!" Click, and then this whole thing falls. So I will show you guys that here. But the thing I wanted to tell you about is, depending on where you put your redstone input up here, whenever you go down a level, you have to put a repeater coming out of the block, because if you put redstone here, it will cut off the signal. You see how that's wrapped? So when you put this redstone right here, it cuts the signal off from this block. So this will not travel. So anytime you go down a level, you have to have a repeater. So let's say you did some big fancy thing up here and you were coming down several layers, you're going to want to have redstone there. So it can get, this will now receive a signal from when this block gets powered. It'll send the power through here and then to your piston. So just thought I'd let you know, because I made that mistake when I was building this and I was trying to figure out why it didn't work. And then I realized that I'd cut off the redstone signal. So yeah, so there's that. So let me fill this in real quick and see if I can get my assistant to help me come in here and do the button trick. Do not push this button. I wonder what this button does. Okay, so let's go check out down there and see what we got from our buddy who just couldn't help himself and had to push the button. So this is really nice. So if you do this to a friend, they can come down and get their stuff, or you can even hide this chest and collect the loot for yourself. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and hopefully I'll get to see this in Hermitcraft, and we're gonna do a couple more videos where we just play around and have some fun with this thing. So this Frogger 4000. Alright, we got ourselves a taker. This guy's coming in here. He thinks he's gonna get himself an easy mill, but little does he know he's about to do the sand trap.